Virgo, hello Virgo, and welcome to your reading for this Jupiter Neptune conjunction in Pisces that we have running exact on April 12th through about May 11th. We have this Jupiter Neptune conjunction, and so in honor of that, I am doing readings around spirituality and meaning in your life. So that's the themes we'll be looking at. If you're interested in reading more about this conjunction, I did a blog post. You can check it out on my website. And also the featured reading for this month is Jupiter Neptune natal readings. So you can check that out there as well. So for Virgo, for Jupiter Neptune conjunction for Virgo, what do we have going on? Oh, I'm reading from the Ethereal Visions Tarot and the Sufi Wisdom Oracle cards. All right, the Well. This deck has a couple of extra cards, and that's one of them. The Well, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and as the advice card, the Six of Swords, and underlying we have the Ten of Cups. And for the Oracle card for Virgo, we have Union of Love, embrace the beloved within your heart, and limitation is power. Lean into your limitations. Okay, Virgo, so what I'm seeing here is this is a time of going inward and discovering your own wealth of potential, of meaning, what's meaningful for you, what is your inspiration, what is your connection to spirit, or just spiritual practice. How do you get grounded and regulated for yourself? What is in your well? What is deep within you that is yours only? Only you can do this, going deeply within yourself and finding what's inside of you is what I'm really getting from this reading. Now, starting here, obviously, with the Well, this is what this card always speaks to me about, is really this deep dive into yourself to find your unique gem. What makes you you? Why are you here? And not somebody else, but the you that you are. We each have a unique gift to give, and this card to me is speaking about delving deeply within yourself and finding what that is for you. Only you can answer that. And the Queen of Swords is very clear, very precise, but clear is what's coming to mind here, that she knows what she thinks. So this is very much about, again, your thoughts, your feelings, your motivations, what lights you up from deep within inside, and only you can ask that. So there's a lot of inward turning and being very clear about what is true to you and what maybe you can let go of because you've just adopted somebody else's ideas of what you think or what you should think or how things are supposed to work or what the meaning of life is. This Queen of Swords is really getting clear about what belongs to you and what you believe and what you think and what matters to you. And the Ace of Wands, again, not just, so the Queen of Swords is speaking to me about what you think, what the meaning of life is, what you think about things, your assessment, your evaluation, more mentally and cognitively what you think about things. And the Ace of Wands is more about what lights you up. What is your inspiration? What matters to you? And what's your unique spark of life? So both what you think and what matters to you, what lights you up, going inward and finding what those things are, is really what these three cards are speaking to together. And then as we move up into the top row, The Six of Swords as the advice card is really speaking. So the Six of Swords is going off in your own direction. It is knowing what you think, which you discovered down with the Queen of Swords, and really launching off in the real world, maybe making a departure from what everybody else expects of you or what you've expected of you, what you know to be true, and taking these new beliefs that you've discovered to be authentic to yourself and testing them in the real world. Like really launching out. You don't know how people are going to respond because they might be different than the way you've been operating before, but letting your own guidance system be your compass. And once you've dipped into the well and discovered, gotten really clear about what that is, actually putting that into practice into the world and operating from that place that you know is authentically you, letting that be your compass. Now, this union of love and the Ten of Cups over here, the Ten of Cups can sort of be this card of like happily ever after, partnership, family sort of thing. But with the rest of the reading here and this oracle card, this union of love, embrace the beloved within your heart, I really want to read this Ten of Cups as falling in love with yourself, about making yourself your safe place, your haven, your home. Doesn't mean you can't be in partnership or in partnership with someone else, have a home with someone else and a family, but there is this sense of being your own primary partner, being in love with yourself and at home and at peace with yourself internally. And I think that only comes from this work that's done down below, where you go in and find out what that is, and really let yourself fall in love with who you really are and why you're really here and what you think and what lights you up and what is yours to do. So I do see this process of going inward, falling in love with that piece, and then honoring that piece as you would a partner, and moving off into the world, like with the Six of Swords, is a way of honoring that part of yourself rather than betraying yourself when it might not be in alignment with what you really think and feel and matters to you. Now this limitation of power card, lean into your limitations. I do feel like there might be this sense of, as you're going in and discovering who you are and what matters to you, you may also discover genuine limitations. Like, no, I can't do that without sacrificing myself, or I can't do that without being inauthentic. And so much of this reading is about finding your authentic self and then expressing that in the world. Might also mean drawing some boundaries and recognizing that places where you might have been acting out of alignment with that, as you become more aware of what that is, no longer work for you. And so not only accepting and falling in love with those pieces of yourself, but developing boundaries around you that aren't, for places that aren't in line with that authentic expression. And so that is just as much required in order to honor those parts of yourself as discovering what they are and, falling in love with them as well. There's also a sense of honoring them in terms of not throwing them under the bus, whatever they are for you, because that bumps up against someone else's ideas of how things should be or what they want to do, their inspiration. And so that is going to be a necessary piece of this transit for you, this Jupiter and Neptune transit, as we're all working with discovering meaning for ourselves and our own, what our own spiritual connection looks like. A piece of that for you is going to be saying no to places where you might have been acting in alignment with other people's values or other people's belief systems rather than your own. So there you have it, Virgo. There is your reading for this Jupiter Neptune conjunction in Pisces. Again, if you'd like to read more or would like to schedule a Jupiter Neptune reading from me, you can do that over on my website. I do hope you find this useful, and I look forward to seeing you back next time.